Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. Today's beer is from Pile of Bones Brewing Company here in Regina, Saskatchewan, and this is their Black IPA, which is 6.5% alcohol by volume. That's a really hot pink for the logo, to the point that I would almost think that that would glow in blacklight, which would be really cool. Unfortunately, I don't have a black light. I do have a selfie light back behind the camera, which is what's helping the lighting recently. I don't like the color I chose, though. Usually I choose like bright white, and I did the somewhat off-white, and I see better looking that way, but it doesn't look better on the camera to me. There is some words back here, but for me, yeah, the color is okay, but because there's all the different colors, it's really messing with my eyes. It is 6.5% alcohol. Like I said, I really do like the psychedelic look on there. I do have it open on Untapped so we can see if it says anything. 4 people I know have tapped this in and they've given it a 4.5 out of 5. I find it funny, a lot of craft beer drinkers that are on Untapped from Regina seem to really rate the hoppy beers extremely high, which is probably why there is so many pale ales and everything else in this province with very few breweries. But it's kind of funny to me at the same time because craft beer hasn't been as big here as it is in other places. I mean, Molson Pilsner is like the be-all, end-all of most beers, and Pilsner in itself as a style is the number one style. So it's weird to me just how much love comes to a lot of this stuff. But that's just me speaking out loud here. What do we have here? Piney, citrus, and herbal, a healthy addition of malted rye gives this a subtle spicy finish. The dark-colored malts add a twist to your typical IPA malt bill without being overly roasty. Okay. John gave it a 4 back in 2024. Bitsy gave it a 5 back in 2023. John also gave it a 4 in 2023. Ooh, Bitsy's mark has gone up and down. Bitsy gave it a 4.5 in 2022. Pierre Olivier gave it a 4.5. There's one more unique. Who's the... Holy shit, Bitsy, you've gone all over the place. And I'm trying to find the last unique just to see who it is and what they've given it. But all I'm seeing is like Pierre Olivier, Bitsy, and John over and over and over again. There has to be one. Well, there's supposed to be one more. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Here we go. Tori. And Tori gave it a 4.75. I don't know how to describe beers much, but this is definitely up my alley. Super hoppy and easy to drink. Definitely a new favorite. And that was back in 2020. Wow. Okay, so this beer has been around for a while, apparently. 680 tap-ins for an overall 680, I should say, marked tap-ins for an overall of 3.8. So let's give it a shot. My first Cascadian Dark, my first black IPA was probably Flying Monkey's Cascadian Dark. I don't know how low the camera's picking up right now because, again, I can't really see the camera from here, but I know that, okay, maybe not. I was going to say, I have a shirt on so you don't have to look at my nips, but I'm not wearing pants. I do have underwear on though, so if something, it'll happen, right? I don't have the rhino horn hanging out or anything. I don't know. That's like ruby red. It's not mahogany. It's not brown. It has a red hue to it. I can't see through it, but I can see the light circle over there, and I can see the shadow and my hand blocks it. So it isn't hazy crazy. It's just it has such a high SRM that you can't see through it. The head is beautiful. It's thick. Has a great snap crackle pop. I don't know which side is the microphone on this one, so you can see it. Like, look at that. That's a pretty beer. That's a pretty beer. That's a pretty head. Mocha head looks really good. And again, 6.5% ABV. All right. I love that can though. Cheers. Oh wait, we haven't even smelled it. Hey, I just poured it and I'm like, ooh, that looks good. Let's try it. Scent. There is a roastiness to it. And there is a lot of pine. There is a lot of pine. There is a lot of citrus, but it's more like grapefruit citrus. Out of the can. Oh. Out of the can, it's dark, roasty, and piney. I'm not. I know that, you're using Cascade hops and such in a Cascadian dark ale. Most times, that's why it became a Cascadian dark ale, or a Cascadian pale ale, or a Cascadian ale. But it's not a hop I love. And it makes it hard to get into these beers because, it's like, hey, do I really care to drink a Cascadian dark? Well, I want to try everything. But do I really care? Not particularly, but I still give her a shot. Cheers. It's not nearly as bad as it smells. And I mean, it doesn't smell bad. It just doesn't smell like something I would like. But it's not nearly along the same lines as it smells. It tastes good. It tastes really good. I mean, there is that maltiness. There is that like dark toastiness. There is a pininess. There is a citrusiness. The citrusiness is still a bitter citrus. It's grapefruit. It's grapefruit peel. It's orange peel. It even leaves a bit of sticky lips like a nice dark stout would. It's true though, it's roasty but not overly roasty. It's hoppy, but not overly hoppy. Does this have a canning date on it? I bet you it's just rather old. And the hops have faded a little bit, but I do like it. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Yeah, it's just rather old. Now I don't know if they're doing day month year or month day year because some places in Canada do it one way, some places in Canada do it another. But we're looking at either the 5th of July 2024 or the 7th of May 2024. So either way, we're coming close to a year. This was in the craft beer advent calendar for from District Brewing Company. So they had an old beer sent to them by Pile of Bones to put in to the craft beer calendars. That's the one thing I hate about craft beer calendars is the stuff is always collected, which would make me think that this was July because they're always collected like August, September to start getting packaged and thought about to get out to you in November so that they're ready for you in December. And a lot of breweries will put IPAs and stuff in it. And usually I'd say, hey, you need a fresh IPA. An IPA is one of the few beer styles where I do push the idea of freshness is bestness. Freshness is bestness. But coining that phrase, no. In all honesty, though, with a black IPA, I kind of think the age, the mellowing out of the hops has made it more enjoyable to me myself. I'm sure if you're a big hop head, that the mellowing out of these hops will make you more agitated and you'll want something different. It just won't be good enough for you. But for me, this has made it very well balanced. And it's 6.5% alcohol, so it is a higher alcohol beer, but it doesn't leave the alcohol burn. It does leave a little bit of a hop burn on the back of the palate. I can't say anything bad about that. even at its age, like I said, I think the age has helped it. And thank you for having a canning date on there. I found a lot of breweries are either not doing it at all, or they're doing it and their machine smudges, or they're doing it and a human smudges it, but it's really hard to find it on some things. And a lot of things lately have been the Julian date codes, and they're just hard to interpret. I really appreciate that this was just, here's our date. And again, I think that the age has made this better. I think that it's made it so that it is more enjoyable. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. I actually really do enjoy that. So thank you very much, Pile of Bones Black IPA. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. What a rush.